New at noon, it's been a busy couple of weeks for the American Red Cross, and joining us now to give us an update is Casey Grist, who is the Executive Director of the American Red Cross Mississippi and Alabama chapter. How are you?
We're good, Tanya. We're good. It's busy. It's busy, but it's good.
So give us an update. How are the recovery efforts going right now let's talk about Monroe County first.
Sure. Well, we're sort of moving into a little bit of a different phase. You know, the initial cleanup, the initial help is kind of waning down. We are working now into more permanent solutions for our friends that have experienced such tragedy and devastation over there. And we are beginning to look at how we can help people more long term. We're going to keep our shelters open for a while. They're sort of acting as more community hubs. Although in the Monroe County area, we still have 7 or 8 families who are still staying in the shelter, but we'll begin working with those folks now to kind of help them transition.
Oh, that's good. And so what about mobile feeding? Are you still going to be out feeding?
Absolutely. We're still doing that. The need is not as great as it was, but what we are doing now is we're being really targeted and really focused in areas that are still impacted, so we're able to provide the most help where it's needed most.
Now, when it comes to Pontotoc County, of course, that was a different tornado that struck that area. Not as devastating, but still devastation no matter what.
I was looking this morning, there were still over 100 homes that were damaged in Pontotoc County, and although the area is not as large, the devastation was terrible, you know, of the homes that were damaged there. And so we opened a shelter briefly, but there wasn't a lot of need there, so we've continued to just handle Pontotoc County with mobile efforts and with distribution of emergency supplies and that type of thing.
And how long do you think you'll be on the ground?
I think we're still going to be out for a while. I think probably another 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow.
You know, as long as it takes.
As long as it takes to be able to take care of the people there. Now, you have this Spring into Action, join us and volunteer, because now is such a critical time for volunteers to be able to help out.
Do you know, Tanya, we have had over 400 volunteers from 47 states and 2 U.S. territories that have come into North Mississippi over the last 2 weeks.
Wow.
Is that not incredible? And so it is such an important time to think about how can we give back? You know, and the Red Cross is always seeking volunteers, whether it is directly involved in disaster or whether someone wants to work from home and help us thank our volunteers. Everything in between, we have, you know, opportunities for volunteerism. And a few months ago, I think we talked about it on here, we started having a volunteer open house on the 4th Tuesday of every month. So we have one coming up on the 25th at our office here in Tupelo from 10 to 12, and you can stop by, and this time we are going to focus specifically on what some of our more immediate needs here locally are.
All right then, thank you so much there, Casey, for joining us as always.
Thank you.
So